When the power grid fails during a winter storm, your fancy electric heating system becomes worthless. The temperature inside your home drops fast, sometimes within just 6 hours, and suddenly you're facing a life-threatening emergency. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, roughly 36% of American households depend entirely on electricity for heating. That's 12.1 million homes that become freezing danger zones the moment the lights go out. But here's the reality. You don't have to be one of those people shivering in the dark. Smart preppers know that having backup heating sources can mean the difference between survival and disaster. Today, we're breaking down 11 heating methods that work without electricity, so when the grid goes down, you'll stay warm, safe, and comfortable. Let's get into it. Source 1. Wood-burning stoves. Wood-burning stoves are the gold standard for non-electric heating. These machines have been keeping people alive for centuries, and for good reason. They're incredibly efficient, averaging around 70 to 80% efficiency depending on the model. Compare that to traditional fireplaces, which only manage about 15% efficiency because most heat escapes up the chimney. Here's why wood stoves dominate. They create radiant heat that warms your entire living space. Many models include cooking surfaces on top, giving you a 2-for-1 deal for heating and preparing food. You control the burn rate by adjusting air vents, making them predictable and manageable. The catch? You need proper installation with a chimney or vent system. You also need a serious stockpile of seasoned firewood. Wet or green wood burns inefficiently and creates dangerous creosote buildup. Plan on storing at least 3 to 4 cords of wood per winter season if this is your primary backup heat source. Cost breakdown. Expect to spend anywhere from $800 for a basic model to over $3,000 for premium cast iron units. Installation adds another $500 to $2,000 depending on your setup. Source 2. Pellet stoves. Pellet stoves burn compressed wood pellets made from recycled sawdust and wood scraps. Here's the beautiful part. Many pellet stoves use gravity feed systems that require zero electricity. The pellets drop into the burn chamber automatically as they burn, keeping your fire going without any electrical components. These stoves are cleaner than traditional wood burners because the pellets are uniform and burn completely with minimal ash. They're also more efficient, reaching up to 85% efficiency. Pellets produce less smoke and fewer emissions compared to burning logs, making them EPA compliant in most areas. Storage is simpler too. 1 ton of pellets takes up about the same space as a pallet, and you can stack multiple pallets in a garage or shed. Depending on your heating needs, expect to burn through 1 to 3 tons per winter. The downside? You're dependent on supply chains for pellet fuel. But here's a pro tip. You can purchase a small pellet press for under $1,000 and make your own pellets from wood chips, hay, and dried field grass. This gives you fuel independence when times get really tough. Pellet stoves run between $1,500 to $4,000, with professional installation adding another $500 to $1,500. Source 3. Propane heaters. Propane heaters are the workhorses of emergency heating. Modern indoor-safe propane heaters boast efficiency ratings over 90%. They heat spaces quickly and don't require electricity to operate. The Mr. Heater Buddy series is wildly popular among preppers. These portable units come in different sizes, heating anywhere from 200 to 1,000 square feet. Larger wall-mounted models can be permanently installed and are thermostatically controlled, though you'll need batteries for the electronic ignition. Safety is crucial with propane. Always use units specifically rated for indoor use. Look for models with oxygen depletion sensors and automatic shutoff features. Keep propane tanks stored outside in well-ventilated areas and never use outdoor camping heaters inside your home. 1-pound propane cylinders give you about 3 to 6 hours of heat on low settings. If you're serious about propane as backup heat, invest in larger 20-pound or 100-pound tanks. A 20-pound tank can provide 40 to 80 hours of heating depending on your settings. Propane heaters range from $100 for small portable units to $800 for large wall-mounted systems. Propane itself costs roughly $3 per gallon, with prices fluctuating seasonally. Source 4. Kerosene heaters. Kerosene heaters have been around for generations. They're portable, efficient, and produce substantial heat. A quality kerosene heater can warm 500 to 1,000 square feet without any electricity. The key with kerosene is using only 1K grade kerosene, which is the cleanest burning option. Cheaper grades produce more fumes and soot. Always refuel kerosene heaters outside your home to avoid spills and reduce odors. Modern kerosene heaters use a fiberglass wick system that's simple and reliable. Position your heater near a slightly opened window for ventilation. Kerosene does produce carbon monoxide, so having battery-operated carbon monoxide detectors is non-negotiable. 1 gallon of kerosene provides 8 to 12 hours of heat, depending on your settings. Kerosene has excellent shelf life when stored properly in approved containers. Expect to pay $100 to $300 for a quality indoor-rated kerosene heater. Kerosene fuel costs around $5 to $8 per gallon, depending on your location and season. Source. 5. Natural gas. Fireplace inserts. If your home already has a fireplace and a natural gas line, gas inserts are your premium backup heating option. These units fit directly into existing fireplaces and operate completely without electricity by tapping into your gas supply. Gas inserts provide instant heat at the flip of a switch or turn of a knob. They burn clean with no ash, no smoke, and minimal maintenance. Many models use millivolt ignition systems or standing pilot lights that don't require electrical power. The installation requires professional help, typically running $1,500 to $3,000 for the insert plus labor. But once installed, you have reliable backup heat as long as gas service continues, which often stays operational even during electrical outages. These units heat 500 to 1,500 square feet efficiently. The trade-off is dependency on municipal gas lines. In major disasters affecting infrastructure, gas service might eventually stop. Source. 6. Catalytic heaters. Catalytic heaters are engineering marvels for emergency situations. They use propane or natural gas, but create heat through a chemical reaction with a platinum-coated catalyst rather than combustion. This means flameless heat production. Because there's no flame, catalytic heaters are safer for indoor use. They don't produce the same dangerous levels of carbon monoxide as combustion heaters, though ventilation is still recommended. The chemical process is remarkably efficient, converting nearly all fuel to usable heat. These heaters are maintenance intensive. The catalyst plate needs regular inspection and eventual replacement, typically every 3 to 5 years depending on use. But the safety benefits make this worthwhile for many families. Catalytic heaters cost between $150 to $500 depending on size and features. Fuel costs remain comparable to standard propane heaters since they're burning the same fuel type, just differently. Source. 7. Alcohol heaters. Alcohol heaters burn denatured alcohol or marine-grade fuel. They're compact, portable, and produce clean-burning heat with minimal fumes. The Dometic Origo Heat. PAL 5100 weighs just 5 pounds and works as both heater and cooking stove. These units are perfect for small spaces or as supplemental heat sources. 1 quart of denatured alcohol provides roughly 4 to 6 hours of heating. The fuel is readily available at hardware stores and has excellent shelf life. The heat output is modest compared to propane or kerosene, but alcohol heaters excel in situations requiring portability. They're also safer than many alternatives because alcohol flames can be extinguished with water if necessary. Prices range from $80 to $250 for quality alcohol heaters. Denatured alcohol costs about $10 to $15 per gallon at most hardware stores. Source. 8. Canned heat systems. Canned heat, also known as Sterno, is the underdog of emergency heating. The Vesta self-powered indoor space heater by Instafire is specifically designed to use canned heat safely indoors. It can heat up to 200 square feet and doubles as a cooking surface. Each can of Sterno burns for about 6 hours. They're incredibly safe because the fuel is gel-based and won't spill. You can buy them in bulk from restaurant supply stores or warehouse clubs like Sam's Club for much cheaper than retail. The genius of canned heat is its dual purpose. You're not just creating warmth, but also gaining cooking capability. In extended outages, this versatility becomes invaluable. The Vesta unit costs around $60 to $80. Individual cans of Sterno run $2 to $4 each, with bulk purchases dropping the price significantly. Stock up on 50 to 100 cans for serious preparedness. Source. 9. Terracotta pot heaters. DIY candle heaters. Here's where things get creative. Terracotta pot heaters use tea light candles and clay pots to create surprising amounts of concentrated heat. Testing shows that 4 tea lights can heat a terracotta pot to 270 degrees Fahrenheit, while a single candle reaches 127 degrees. The physics are simple. Terracotta absorbs heat and radiates it slowly outward. By nesting multiple pots of different sizes over candles, you create a thermal mass that holds and distributes warmth more effectively than bare candles alone. Building one costs under $10. You need 2 or 3 terracotta pots in graduated sizes, a long bolt with washers and nuts, fire bricks for a base, and tea light candles. Assembly takes about 10 minutes. The catch? These don't heat entire rooms. You need about 60 candles to effectively heat a 100 square foot space. But for warming small areas or keeping fingers from freezing, they're remarkably effective. Use beeswax or soy-based candles to minimize soot and chemicals. The real danger is fire risk. Candles are a leading cause of house fires. Never leave these heaters unattended. Keep them away from flammable materials and ensure proper ventilation. Some users have reported wax reaching its flash point and catching fire, so constant supervision is mandatory. Source. 10. Soapstone heat retention. Soapstone is nature's heat battery. This natural stone absorbs thermal energy incredibly well and radiates it for hours after the heat source is removed. Position soapstone blocks near your wood stove, fireplace, or any heat source, and they'll capture that warmth. Once fully heated, soapstone blocks stay warm for 6 to 8 hours. They're perfect for warming beds, creating localized heat zones, or maintaining temperature in small rooms overnight. The beauty is there's zero fire danger. You can purchase soapstone bed warmers, blocks, or slabs specifically for this purpose. Larger pieces retain heat longer. Some preppers keep multiple soapstone pieces rotating, some heating near the fire, while others radiate warmth throughout the house. Soapstone products range from $30 for small bed warmers to $200 for larger blocks. Source. 11. Solar air heaters. Solar air heaters harness the sun's energy to generate warmth even in winter. The most basic DIY version uses painted aluminum soda cans arranged in a frame with a glass cover. Air flows through the cans, heats up, and circulates into your space. Professional solar thermal panels are more sophisticated but work on the same principle. They can preheat air entering your home or provide supplemental warmth to specific rooms. The major limitation is obvious. They only work when the sun shines. But here's the strategic advantage. Solar heaters reduce your fuel consumption during daylight hours. DIY solar air heaters cost $50 to $200 in materials. Professional installation of solar thermal systems runs $2,000 to $8,000 but may qualify for federal tax credits. The federal tax credit currently covers 30% of costs but ends December 31st, 2025. Having heating equipment means nothing without proper preparation. Here's what you absolutely must do before the power goes out. First, stockpile fuel aggressively. Whatever heating sources you choose, multiply your estimated fuel needs by 3. Emergencies last longer than expected, and resupply during disasters is unreliable. Second, invest in quality carbon monoxide and smoke detectors with battery backup. Most alternative heating methods produce carbon monoxide. This colorless, odorless gas kills silently. Install detectors in every room you'll heat and stock extra batteries. Third, create a designated warm room. Heating your entire house without electricity is inefficient and wastes fuel. Choose one room, preferably on an interior wall, and focus all heating efforts there. Insulate this room thoroughly. Seal gaps around doors and windows, and keep everyone together in this space. Fourth, weatherize your home now while power is still available. Add insulation, seal air leaks, install draft stoppers, and upgrade windows if possible. Every degree of heat you retain means less fuel burned during an emergency. Fifth, practice using your backup heating systems before emergencies strike. Fumbling with unfamiliar equipment in the dark while freezing is dangerous. Run drills with your family so everyone knows the procedures. Alternative heating kills people every winter. Most deaths result from carbon monoxide poisoning or house fires caused by improper use. Never compromise on these safety measures. Ventilation is mandatory. Crack a window even if it seems counterintuitive. Fresh air prevents carbon monoxide buildup and provides oxygen for combustion. Yes, you lose some heat, but you stay alive. Keep fire extinguishers accessible in every room using alternative heat. Class A, B, C extinguishers handle most fire types. Mount them near exits, not next to the heater where flames might block access. Never use outdoor equipment indoors. Camping heaters, grills, and generators produce deadly carbon monoxide levels in enclosed spaces. Only use equipment specifically rated for indoor use. Maintain clearance around all heating devices. Keep flammable materials at least 3 feet away. This includes curtains, furniture, blankets, and storage items. One spark can turn emergency heating into a house fire. Never leave alternative heat sources unattended. Someone must always be awake and monitoring the situation. Set up shifts if necessary, but never allow everyone to sleep simultaneously when using emergency heat. Stockpiling heating sources isn't paranoid, it's practical insurance. Power outages during winter storms are increasingly common. Grid failures, natural disasters, and infrastructure attacks all create scenarios where your backup heat becomes your lifeline. Start building your emergency heating capability today. Choose at least 2 different methods from this list for redundancy. Wood stoves paired with propane heaters give you solid primary and backup options. Supplement with simpler methods like canned heat or terracotta heaters for additional zones. Calculate your fuel needs realistically. Assume at least 2 weeks without power for initial preparation. Serious preppers stock for months. Store fuel properly in approved containers away from living spaces. The cost of preparation pales compared to the cost of freezing. A basic emergency heating setup with propane heater, fuel, detectors, and supplies runs $500 to $1,000. Compare that to hotel costs, property damage from frozen pipes, or medical bills from hypothermia. Don't wait for the crisis. Every winter brings stories of families who froze because they weren't prepared. The power company's estimated restoration time means nothing when temperatures drop below freezing. Your survival depends entirely on what you've stockpiled and learned before disaster strikes. Take action now. Research which heating sources work best for your situation. Make purchases while supplies are available and prices are normal. Test your equipment, build your fuel reserves, train your family. When the grid fails and temperatures plummet, you'll be the household that stays warm, safe, and comfortable while others suffer. The 11 heating sources covered here give you proven, reliable options for surviving without electricity. Pick your systems, gather your supplies, and become truly prepared. Your family's comfort and survival depend on the decisions you make today, not the promises of emergency services tomorrow.